There we go. All right. So, Rocketeers, great evening, good morning, good afternoon, where you're calling from, where we're coming from. Um, Good to see everyone here. Today we have very, very special guests from like two parts of the world. One is from the US, one is from New Zealand. So we have Keyzii, co-founders Sergio and Aaron. Welcome, guys. It's very good to have you here. Feeling very special because um, it's rare that we get products like Keyzii on Rocket Up, and today it's a good opportunity for people who haven't been able to understand what Keyzii is, how
Mhm.
does it work, how can they use it effectively to kind of grow their sales. This is a good opportunity to kind of introduce yourselves, give them an insight about the product, and then take certain questions from people if they have it, and then we'll take it from there. So, Sergio, it's your stage today, and Aaron, let's go, let's hit the stage.
Thanks
Thank
for
you.
having us.
Yeah. So I guess we'll start with some introductions.
Perfect. Let's do it.
Hi, everybody. I'm Sergio, CEO, Keyzii. The reason why we're here and why we built Keyzii was because of a vision that we had as far as what I wanted for my own sales tool. So I'm a salesperson. I've worked in SaaS, done everything from, very small deals, one-to-one, knocking on people's doors, all the way to selling to companies like GE and Comcast, and everything in between. So during the pandemic, our other co-founder, who's not on the call with us, he's our technical person, and he doesn't love doing these kinds of things, but he's my dad, and he's one of these incredible developers that can, build things out of nothing, essentially. And while we were in the pandemic and we were all separated from each other, he had built a tool for us to play dominoes together while being on video chat. And while I saw that, we was thinking, man, it'd be really cool if I could be on video chat with a prospect and also be able to interact with them, do demos, fill out documents, do a virtual tour, watch a video together, and really do everything collaboratively. So we started working on this product with two things in mind. One was to collaborate and give a really personal and special experience to your clients. And two is to get your lead in front of you as fast as humanly possible. So anybody that's done sales knows that the longer that you wait to contact an inbound lead, the less likely it is to close. So what we're doing here is really giving you the ability to get in front of your interested customer when they're interested and give them everything that they're asking for in a way that makes them feel really special and helps you close more deals. So that's a little bit of an introduction about me. We also have Aaron here, who is our Chief Product Officer and the man behind how it looks and feels and the reason why it's so easy to use. Aaron, if you want to give a little introduction about yourself.
Yep.
Yeah,
We never
sounds
heard the story of Aaron, so let's hear from Aaron.
good. Hey, welcome. Yes, my name is Aaron. I came in on the scene maybe I don't know how long it like maybe a year after. Um yeah, so my role is Chief Product Officer. Everything around the UI and UX and the product and which is essentially, the main thing. And it's actually been really cool. It's a blessing to be able to be part of a team with the founder that's also product minded. So Sergio, although he's got the CEO hat on and things like that, is very much product orientated and minded. So that's been amazing. Yeah, so I guess I'm the gatekeeper. Some people like to call me. Nothing will go out to public unless it's to a certain standard. And yeah, essentially we're here to do exactly what Sergio said, but um we want to do that in a a collaborative way with the community, and we want to build it with the community. And we're excited to start onboarding people at this, I guess, early stage. And we have a whole suite of cool features and product development. And I know a lot of the vision and the mission in terms of what we're wanting to do. We have a lot to still build out to achieve that. So yeah, we're personally really excited to start releasing stuff and hear like feedback from you guys and see what we can do together and for building the future of connection with your customers and clients. So yeah, we're excited.
Awesome. Likewise. So I think it's a good time to kind of to dive into product to get to the meat and show people like what it takes to close the lead as fast as they can.
Mhm.
So Sergio or Aaron, you can like start sharing the screen, get into the
Okay.
product, and of course then we can really discuss as to what's coming next in terms of Keyzii's pipeline, and then we can take it from there.
Cool.
Okay, I need to grant Zoom the ability to share, which is going to take a second. Okay, I have to quit and reopen because Zoom doesn't let me share. So I will be back in 10 seconds.
Perfect. See you here back.
Uh, so good.
And what's happening with you right now?
Well, it's 5 a.m. So it's not too early, but still waking up.
It's
It's
early.
funny.
It's super early, man. It's 5 a.m.
Yeah, Sergio will be raging right now. He loves Zoom.
Yeah. I hope we could have done this on Keyzii itself, like the webinar.
One
That's a
day.
I'm
new
at
that's
the
a new
stage.
product idea, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. All right. You're
Um,
seeing my Keyzii, correct?
yeah, so it
Yep,
looks
Okay,
I
fuzzy
see you.
as expected.
because there we go.
Okay, good.
Okay, so this is Keyzii. On the back end, this is where I live as an agent. So what's really cool about it is that we're able to, have it open, kind of like if you'd have a phone on your desk, and then somebody can call in when they're interested. Now, before they call in, I have the ability to add and organize content. So this can be PDFs, documents, contracts, images, videos, virtual tours, iframes. So if you have your own software, we can help set it up so that you can demo it live as well and do everything collaboratively. And we can obviously organize things by, um, you know, different categories. So if you want to have them by use case or by language, you can do that. And you also have the ability to have your own assets and things that are company wide. So if you have more than one user and you have a team and you want to make sure your whole team has the same things, this is where you would put it. We also have a contract management area where you can see the status of contracts you've sent out and what's been completed and what's not. And of course, Keyzii is customizable. So in your profile, I have my own personal link. So if anybody here wants to connect with me in the future, you go to call.keyzii.com/Sergio and you can call directly to me or book a call, whatever it is you want to do. But we can also customize the branding of the account, the dynamic button, which will be on the website. Just give you guys an example right here, this dynamic button. So if I'm online, it says live demo. And if I go offline, it says book a demo. Or if Aaron is also online, then it can call him, right? And installing that, super easy. You just go click the HTML and you can drop it in. We also obviously have the ability to pull in from your website. So if you have your content already all set up on a website, you can use our API to be able to pull things in on a call live. That being said, we can show you how Keyzii is working. Aaron, do you want to call in like a prospective content? There we go. So Aaron's calling in. I answer, and now we are immediately connected. I'm going to mute myself on Keyzii so that there isn't a feedback loop. And now that we're connected, I can go in and start obviously asking Aaron questions, just like you would on any demo call. But we can also share things at the moment. So I'm going to share this picture. And on this picture, if we want to annotate it together, or I'm going to draw an apple, and I'm not, please don't judge me by my artistic talents. They are not the best, but we can both draw at the same time. And Aaron can also be drawing. Oh, and he's drawing the leaf to the apple. So anything that we do on Keyzii is a two-way collaborative street, right? We can do things like sharing a video. Now, the video on my end is the volume
here for a while, but
can be controlled by me. But if Aaron pauses the screen, so I'm gonna put my hands up, Aaron paused, right? Paused for me. And if I fast forward it for Aaron, it'll fast forward for him. So this way we can actually watch content together. And I'm sure everybody's experienced the Zoom playback where you share your screen and it's cuts off, cuts off, cuts off, can't really hear the audio. Here you're watching it together on each one of your computers. We can also do things like a virtual tour. So this is great if you have, a physical product that you want to show, vehicles, something you're manufacturing, or real estate. And in this case, I'm going to take Aaron into the backseat of the car and say, you can put your kid's car seat there if you want. But if Aaron wants to explore around, and again, I'm not touching anything, he can start moving around and, go look at the front of the car. So everything we're doing is going to be two ways. Let's say I have my content on my website. Again, I can pull up my API, and this is content that's directly from my website, and I can pull it directly into the call without having to upload it into Keyzii. So if you have lots and lots of content, one of our customers, for example, is a developer, and they have 500 units per building, and each unit is different. So instead of uploading each individually, they did an API so we can pull in directly from where somebody is calling. So if they're in unit 5B, you get to call in from unit 5B, and then you can share it on the moment. And you can also share any other things that you have on to pull in content. So we can go to the kitchen or wherever it is we want to go. And we can also whiteboard things. We can bring our ideas to life. Really, really go in and just give ourselves the opportunity to work together and collaborate and come up with ideas and think about how to do new things on the spot. Now, assuming everybody here is a great salesperson, which we know you are, you're able to close deals. Oh, Aaron just sent me a message because he wants to share a YouTube video. So he sent me this YouTube video, and I can actually pull it directly into the call, even though I hadn't had it uploaded, because, we want to watch it together. So if your client wants to share something with you, you can, and you can bring it in and collaborate together. And again, if I pause, it'll pause for him and vice versa. And if we get to the point where you're like, I want this product, I want to sign up, we can do just that. So I can pull up my contract and we can actually sign on the spot and close deals. As we go. So you don't have to wait for an email to be sent out. You don't have to say, okay, I'm going to send you the contract and not hear back from them for a month. And then, they ghost you and you never hear from them again. You can actually do things on the spot and close on the spot. And once everybody's done executing, we can also do ID verification and take pictures and use AI to make sure that your person is your person. And once everybody's done executing, we can sign the contract, it's finalized and downloaded onto your computer as an agent with some metadata about it. And your caller, your customer has gotten a copy of it to their email as well. Now, if you don't happen to want to close on the call or you need to have multiple signatures, we can do that as well. you can send out a contract to as many people as you want by adding them here and adding more fields. So here we can preset the things and add more signature fields, date fields, whatever it might be. So you can preset these contracts and have them ready to go. Great.
That's
Now
awesome.
that's the general overview of Keyzii. You have everything, of course, ready to go on your sidebar where you can go in and out of it. If you can see your future appointments, and this is all connected, a two-way street to your calendar. You can schedule follow-up calls on the spot. So I can see my availability for tomorrow. I have a couple of times available, and I can schedule these follow-ups with Aaron if I need to. And that's how we use it. Questions so far?
You have made it pretty clear. I think I've seen your enough to, reviews and stuff. You make it pretty clear, that's the thing. So people they won't have questions, but definitely be people from the communities, they have a lot of questions. And we at Rocket Up kind of took all of them, scraped them, and we have a list, which definitely I would kind of put it in front of you right now. So we can kind of clear some air and let people know what it's all about. Yeah. So number one is, some people ask me in DMs that, okay, how can Keyzii be useful for a marketing agency, right? Let's say they're running a social media agency, right?
Mhm.
They're not in real estate, but they are into services which they would like to provide. So help them understand how a solopreneur in that niche can use Keyzii, as a use case.
Yeah, so that's a great question. Because of the flexibility of it, you can you can set your dynamic button on any website, on any email, on any outbound content. We even have the ability to do it as a QR code, so somebody can scan and call in. And then you can set up your content to be shared depending on use case. So if you're a marketing expert, and you do marketing for SaaS, you have content you've created that you can share so people can see how you create your content. You can bring that directly into the call, collaborate together, and really get an understanding of what your client is looking for on the spot. So if they're saying, we want to have LinkedIn ads, or we want to do short form TikToks, you can have those ready to go in a folder, show them what you've done before, and then whiteboard ideas of how you're going to do it for them, and we'll ultimately close the deal. So the real thing here is the ability to get them when they're interested. I know that when I'm looking for a service provider of any kind, I generally go with whoever answers me first. So if I have to go through a lengthy process of trying to get in contact with somebody, that's just not going to work out. Aaron, do you have anything to add on that?
Yeah, I mean, I think I think that's great. I know we have a lot of stuff that we're wanting to bring out for this stuff. Whether it's a form that they need to fill out, which routes them to the right person. Ultimately we want to create, less friction as possible for that instant you know, connection. And our what we're wanting to do is connect people with agents as fast as possible, and to encourage people to jump on calls. And but yeah, I think if I'm thinking about different creative agencies, you have different services and stuff like that. So one could be servicing for one niche, could be like landing pages or design. One could be like strategy and consulting, and another one could be more specialized in social media stuff. Well, eventually, you could have the ability to separate these as different, I guess, what we would say call templates. And depending on which route these people go down, whether they're interested in this one, they click a instant call now button, or they fill out a form before they get in touch with you. When you land in that call, you're going to have the exact assets necessary for that call. And so all of that's going to be all routed and connected. And So we've got a lot of features and we can already serve, I think, a lot of different purposes already. But this is why we're excited to get to this phase to start onboarding different use cases and niches, because essentially we have
Yeah,
an idea of what we think the market might want, but there might be a whole niche out there that we had no idea that this is actually serving
yeah,
really well. So we're excited.
Yeah,
yeah.
and
Because
ultimately,
many of times they yeah. So you continue.
no, sorry, I was just gonna say, ultimately, the goal is for us to get you guys as much conversion as possible, right?
Mm.
So we want to hear back from our users to say, hey, this is working. We have this idea. Do you think we can build it? And then we want to be able to action things together.
Mm.
Makes sense. Cool. I think that's a good answer. I think this will comfort many of the buyers and people who would kind of want this to happen. Second is the languages, right? Because this is the question which is thrown at every SaaS launch. To say, okay, is it available in Indonesian? Do we have Japanese? Do we have any European languages? Czech or something like that. So French, Portuguese. So are you guys planning to kind of translate this software into multiple languages, or what do you think about this? Because there are people who might not be able to understand English dashboards.
Yeah, of course. No, we absolutely are. So one of our actual initial markets is also Mexico. I'm from Mexico.
Yep.
And that's primarily in Spanish. So working on that. It's currently only in English. It
Yep.
is part of our roadmap to enable you to select what language you'd like it in. We also have the ability to have your clients select what language they want to speak into, which is what we're going to be building out. We have betaed it and we have made it work, but again, this is one of those things that doesn't get into the market until Aaron is approves that it is up to snuff so that you guys can, so it really works the best as possible, which we're very happy about. But this is really cool because we've seen a use case before where a company is global and they have reps that speak Portuguese, English, French, and it'll route the caller to the correct person that can speak their language. Another thing that we're doing, if they're not available, is to do a closed captioning and live translation of text. Now, again,
Yep.
these are roadmapped ideas that we have tested out and are developing, so they're not going to be available today. But we do want to hear your feedback on them, and if you think it'd be useful, so that we can, prioritize what comes next.
Correct. Yep. Makes sense. I think they will be adding to your roadmap. We have shared the link, so they would be kind of, if you can add this,
Cool.
they will be just pulling that thing up for sure. That hey, make this a priority. All right. Yeah, there are more questions. So yeah, about the blockchain thing, right? So someone asked, can the signed document be verified through a tracking number?
So the way it works right now is the signed document is we're taking the signed document and we're hashing it. So we're taking the whole document itself and encoding it and then putting that hash into a chain so that you know when and where it was signed. Now you can verify that that was the original document by grabbing that PDF and going to a open source SSL and dumping that in. So that has nothing to do with us in the sense that you can confirm that you have an original document um, by a third party. And then you can go to the chain and see when it was and make sure that they match. Now we are working on getting more sophisticated blockchain implementations. And this is more Aaron's world. We want to use something called the root network for our future implementations of this. And I don't know, Aaron, if you want to talk a little bit about your knowledge in the blockchain space, I think that might be helpful.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, from a technical standpoint, I think you explained it. But yeah, no, we are obvious. Well, I am especially as passionate. Yeah, someone who loves that space. I think it's definitely where we're heading. So, there's a lot of ideas and stuff we're brewing and looking into how and what's the best route. Because, it's not that you should just go all in. We believe in a more of like a hybrid model. So if our platform can operate seamlessly without the user even knowing that it's using that technology for a privacy or a security purpose or reason, especially since we're going down the contract signing route. We're going to be bringing AI and all of that sort of stuff, but we've got a very cool, unique way of how we're going to do that through another company. That means that the data that you capture and have on your account is something you own that we don't have access to, and it will be personalized and unique to your account. And so anyway, I won't go further down that because I want to keep that as more of a surprise when we do get down to that route. So, but yeah, we're very much passionate with blockchain. So anything that we can do that's can be built and integrated without that interrupting the flow of the agents and the users, and they have no idea about it, but it's just a technology and in the background operating. Yeah, we're definitely interested in it. So yeah.
Yeah. And I want to add to that, something that Aaron, you mentioned is the idea of you not even needing to understand or know how it works.
Yeah.
So what we want here is for your customers to be able to secure things on the blockchain or, use Keyzii without having to have that like barrier to entry, needing to install something, needing to understand how the blockchain works. My goal here is that if my grandma comes in and calls in and wants to sign a contract and we want to secure it on the blockchain, she won't need to understand how it works. She'll just know that it works. So we want to make like, as Aaron said, the experience as frictionless as possible for your customers to be able to get the best value with the least amount of effort. That will obviously translate into a better customer experience, which translates into more money and more deals made by your company.
Makes sense. Yeah, but I think that's amazing. I think you guys are focusing on the right things. That's what people want. The next thing is the workspaces. I think this is required for people. You would see that request many times that, can I add multiple clients to this? Can I segregate the workspace or my own work, right? So how do you plan to build that out for these people or for your future clients?
Yeah, so currently, currently the workspaces are roadmapped. So we don't have them out right now. And we do want your feedback on this. Because our idea is, yes, you will be able to segregate them by clients. And then your clients will be able to interact with those assets, even, fill out forms, things like that after the call that you can send them as a file in Keyzii. But we also want them to be able to call in if they need help. So while they're on their workspace, if you are signing a contract and you don't understand something and I'm available, you can call me and we can actually open up that item together and work through it. Now, we are working on the ability to have them be, kind of agnostic as far as branding and use cases where you can make with one account, you can use it for if you have multiple businesses, for example, you can brand it for each one of them, so that you can manage all the relationships in one. But we also want to make it on the client side as easy as possible. Now, usually that means, when you get a workspace, we have to send you a login and the code. We want to make it as secure as possible, but again, as easy as possible to get in. So the way we work with contracts right now is when your client receives the contract, they receive an email and they're where they have to input something, and then they receive a copy of it. And it will be similar for the workspaces, but then we can have them create a account that's linked to yours so that anytime in the future they can view, who they're talking to, and then we can route it back to the agent that was their point of contact. Aaron, do you have anything to add with this? It's a large project and there's a lot to unpack. But
Yeah.
Yeah.
we 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 definitely want this is something that we've thought about a long time ago.
Yep.
Um, alongside this other really cool feature called templates, which is a little bit actually unique, and it's a bit different to workspaces, but they work together. Um, no, essentially, I think the workspaces is something we're very excited about. We feel that there is an opportunity here to do it in a unique way that I think is going to be really effective. That I think is going to be able to tap into a lot of all of our other features and I guess the technology that we offer. But we really wanted to make sure that we built this with users. This is definitely one of those key ones that we're like, let's build this with our members. We love what's out there. We're currently doing deep dives into different other platforms and looking at stuff. I think there's a lot of complexity with platforms. I think 90% of customers don't use majority of their features and what they can do, and they're quite like you got to be, I guess, a certain way of thinking to be able to understand how it all works. So we're excited to maybe try and build something that's very smart and intelligent. I guess again pulling AI into this, but in a really simple way. But workspaces is going to be something very cool and unique. That is going to be able to tap into a lot of your assets. But like Junior said, the main thing here is we want to try and do it in a way where there's not another thing for people to sign up to from the customer's perspective. That if they can just click a link in their end type concept, and then they could start looking at the assets and all that sort of jazz, and then we'll build out that customer experience as we go. So yeah, workspaces is definitely on the roadmap.
Perfect. Perfect. I think people are getting. I think they would be more excited when they see this, because
Mm,
they're not aware
I think
about it.
so. I think so
Not
too.
aware about what's coming in. So I think this recording, once it goes out to them, they would understand what you guys are building for sure.
Very cool. Very cool.
Yeah, we getting a lot of questions because people haven't seen something like this come in recent times, and someone said about the C name. Let me just read out the whole question for you. All right. So they said the solution is super promising, although they are unable to locate the C name feature. And they wanted to ask about the GDPR compliance and of the tool, and whether the signature feature aligns with the EIDAS, Electronic Identification and Trust Services. So they had a lot of this technical requirement. We just wanted to swing by you guys and take your kind of answer for this to them.
Right. Yeah. So those are three separate things. So I'm gonna start with the C name, which is URL masking. We've done it before. We will be opening it up again. It is relatively simple to do. If you're doing multiple on one account, if you want to do multiple URLs, not sure how that works. We've not done that. We've only done it for one business account at a time. But absolutely possible. It is part of the roadmap. It's something that we don't know if it's 100% the priority for people. So we'd love to hear the feedback if it's a roadblocker or not. Because everything else but the CNAME is very easy to customize. The URL mapping is basically a redirect. Okay, so now we're going to move to GDPR. Yes, not only is it GDPR compliant, it is one of the most secure and private ways you can speak. So right now on Zoom, where we are, we're sending all this information to a database, and that database is sending it to, all your computers and wherever else it might go. The way we work at Keyzii is purely peer-to-peer. So the only two people that have access to the conversation are the two people on that, and your information is not going anywhere else. So it's not going to a server. It's not going to, anywhere. It's going from my machine to the machine of the person I am speaking to. So as far as security and compliance goes, that data stays internal 100%. And we also only store basic data. So as far as identifiers go, it's your login information, and that's it. And that's why we have this API that can pull in information to the call, where we don't actually have anything stored on our end. So everything lives within your systems, within your environment. And this way we can keep everything almost trustless, right? You don't have to trust us with it because we can't even access it to begin with. So this way, when you're doing, if you're sharing sensitive information, there is no one else in the world but you and the person on the call that can see it. So that's one of the great things about it. Now, the other thing that you were asking about was the e-signatures. So yes, it is an official e-signature, just like you would have on DocuSign, but we actually take it a step further with the metadata document that we append to it. So this gives you the ability to see the date and time, and we can get even more information on that, as far as we can even get somebody's biometrics. So I can take a picture of your face and your identification document and use AI to make sure that you are you. And this is currently available. This is not something that's roadmapped. This is in the product right now. So we can do a live biometric identification for that document to really make sure, this is a fraud prevention thing. Somebody signs something, we can see their face, we know their ID, it is 100% set in stone, and then that can be, again, secured on the blockchain, so that you can, reference back to at any time, and, get that done. I think I touched on all the things. Aaron, I don't know if there's anything to add. I'm going to
Very.
stand up for a second. I just need to let somebody into my house.
All right, sure.
Yeah, no, all good. That was great.
Yep. Cool. There's one more question about.
I do want to highlight something. I believe like we're one of the only ones that are compliant with all that sort of stuff within like a video call experience.
Oh,
So
is it? Okay. Yeah, we will kind of record this. That's good. I think
And
I get this go. Yeah.
there's something I forgot to mention. We actually do have a patent on the peer-to-peer preloaded and collaborative assets. And that's what gives you all that security. We are the only platform that can do that specific function. There is nobody else in the world that has that.
Oh, that's good. I think we need to highlight that as well, that you have that particular patent. So that makes all of the questions related to security, privacy, GDPR out of the picture, right? That's the end of the road.
there
There's nothing
is
after
there is
that.
something there though. Just sorry, one last thing I'll touch on. We are looking at a hybrid model in the future and figuring out how we can go about this from having calls in like a private mode to like they're not like private mode, because obviously if we're wanting to have 30 people on the call or like open it up to large groups, that means we will now have to go down like the server route and it be a bit more hybrid and things. All of our features still work. It's now just not necessarily serverless peer-to-peer privacy, private. So we're gonna build out some cool things for people.
Yeah, and this is a futurescape. We do have actually some, and I'm not going to go into it, but we have some IP we're working on the back end
Yeah.
that might let us avoid all of that. More patents in the work. Of course, I can't share, but there is more technology being created as we speak.
Oh, that's nice. It's a very exciting use came in. I think if you guys have heard of a tool called Nimbus Note or Fuse Space or Notion, right?
Yeah.
These tools. Someone asked the question, is there a client portal where we can embed widgets or iframe things? Or is Keyzii embeddable into another client portal like Notion, Fusespace, or any other collaborative spaces? Can
Yeah.
we embed them? Because that's
So
going to be a very good use case. Let's say if they're
question.
sending out a node and they want to add a. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So first part of the question, can you bring things into Keyzii? Absolutely, you can. As long as we have the permissions from the software company that wants to do it, we can absolutely bring it in and we can make it collaborative. And that is something that's exactly how the virtual tours work. Those are iframes that we have permission to embed. So any software you have, any software that you've created, if it's Notion and you're requesting it from Notion and they give us the ability to do that, then it can absolutely be done. Because of how our technology works, we need to be able to connect with the software itself to do the communication part of back and forth for the collaborative aspect of it, and that just requires them, well, letting us do it. We could hack into it and break it, but that would not be legal. So yes, absolutely can be done. We just need the approval. Now, as far as embedding Keyzii into your product, that's something we're already doing. So you can take Keyzii and plug it in as into a product that's relatively simple to do. It can be done as an iframe. You can, and one of our clients called iFuel is doing exactly that for these are the who are developing buildings, and they do the renderings for them. They are inside the software itself. You can call, you can collaborate. So yes, the opportunities are endless. We have a lot of flexibility with what we can do because we're such a small and nimble team, and because of how the technology is created, it can be deployed virtually anywhere. If your refrigerator had a camera, we could probably do it there too.
Oh, and that's a good use case. Get me. I just have it in a roadmap, just in the case someone wants it. All right. There was one more question about does the scheduler send out emails and text reminders, or do you have it? Let's say if someone books a call, how do you tackle that?
Yeah. So currently, the way it works is you book a call, and it connects. We're connected to Gmail, so it'll put it on your calendar. Then Gmail sends reminders. We also send you a notice that somebody booked a call. We have built the text reminders and text, somebody's trying to book a call and all those things. Those are being roadmapped because, again, taken off, are being thought out here with Aaron to make sure that they're the experience of it is as seamless as humanly possible. But right now it's a simple scheduler. We're looking at your availability on your calendar and giving your clients a bit only what's available so that they can schedule. And then if that's scheduled, the availability obviously goes away. Now for the whole company, we can do this as well. So if you have 3 people and only one of them has an availability at 3 p.m., that's available until that's taken. If nobody has something available at 3 p.m., that won't be available at all. So it is a back and forth. We are also working on integration with Calendly and other schedulers, so that if you have an existing scheduler process that you want, you can use it. But we will eventually be making it much more robust in a sense. Aaron, do you want to add to this? It's
Yeah.
a big project.
Yeah. I was actually just building planning some stuff out for this. Yeah, so obviously our scheduler is there. And that, but actually one thing before I go into that, we're just making it aware that, like, from a mobile standpoint, so mobile, you can't access your Keyzii account on mobile, okay? But people can call in through my mobile. Okay, so yeah, if you they're on your website, they're looking through and they can book a call, or if you're live, they can call in, all on mobile. It's actually a really nice experience. I find it nice. But and for the caller with mobile for now, assets like, I think, the YouTube videos and virtual tours are collaborative. The whiteboard and drawing functionality for callers, that's not enabled yet. But yeah, so just letting you know that obviously people can be calling in via mobile, and you will know whether they're called in via mobile because we've got a little and a what I guess like a status thing that says like they're on mobile. But you, as the owner of the Keyzii account, the agent needs to be obviously on desktop with Google Chrome. Now just based on the scheduling, yeah, we're just planning out, I guess, phase 2 of it right now. We wanted to try and just keep it simple at this point. So we got notification, appointment notifications going out and stuff, but we're going to build out a whole suite of very cool features. And this is all linking in with like your templates, your workspaces. So you go down that route, and now it starts working with everything else. So it's very cool because like the more complex, not complex, but the more I guess innovative and smart and that we can build one, I guess, sector of the business, whether it's document signing, collaborations, workspaces, templates, that's going to then just feed into everything else. So our scheduling is going to be something we're very excited to bring out. Because yeah, we'll integrate forms with it, and obviously that's going to be able to integrate with your CRM. We're looking at HubSpot at the moment, and yeah, so again, that's all on the roadmap. Phase 2 of scheduling, we'll be looking at doing.
Got it.
Yeah.
Many of the folks have Microsoft Outlook. They don't have Google Calendar, or they don't have,
I think that's
let's
the top.
say,
Yeah.
oh, that's the top. Okay.
Yeah, I think that's up there.
We have in this next update, recording is going to be there, so that should be in the next couple of like maybe next week or it's currently being tested on the test environment, and as soon as we're happy with it, we're going to push it. So that'll be available very soon, and then the next thing after that is our Outlook integration, so that can sign in with a Microsoft and Outlook.
Yep.
Yeah, so that is definitely going to be happening very, very soon.
Got it. And what we did was we kind of, position you as Zoom, Calendly, and DocuSign in one single app, which means you can call, you have a video, you can sign, you can schedule, right? Some people have it that, okay, they have all of this going on in one single app. How are they going to kind of prioritize which area to develop further, right? So do you want your, let's say, e-signature area to become more robust like DocuSign? Do you want your video thing to be as, not, of course, it would take time to reach Zoom's, features, but to what the Zoom's use cases are. So which area are you prioritizing? Because they think that all-in-one apps, they think it takes time to develop, right? The team would prioritize what's important. So what are your views on this? So we can kind of tackle even this doubt which people have and give them the answer they would want to hear.
Yeah, so the first thing we're going to do is obviously we want to allow more people to be able to join, which means Outlook, right? An immediate need so that they can use the systems that they're already using. As far as the scheduling goes, we like what we have. We are obviously going to be working on it, but our short-term solution is if you have complex scheduling, we're going to just let you integrate what you have so we don't have to reinvent the wheel immediately. As far as document signing goes, I'd say we can do almost everything that DocuSign can do, and we do things that they don't do, right? Like the biometric identification, etc. There is some UX UI updates that are in the pipeline that are not necessarily complicated, and one of the biggest things that we've obviously been requested is more than 2 people on a call. So I think that might be one of the sooner priorities, is to do that. So we're going to do it in tranches.
I would give you just 2 things to add. But number 1 is recording, and number 1 adding more people on the call. That's what the majority of the Zoom is. No one uses you already have the whiteboards and the ability to draw. And you have chat. That's it. That's what Zoom does most of it.
Yeah. So the recording is almost done. We'll be out again the next week or so. Maybe even earlier, might be done this week. The adding people is, right after Outlook. That is our immediate priority. So that's, I could say that in the next month, we will probably get to be able to release something for that. Now, I don't want to overpromise,
Mhm.
because it is a process to to get things
Yeah.
out the door. Um,
Yeah.
but yeah, that's,
We
we do. Go ahead, Aaron.
Sorry, bro. Um, we we're gonna be absolutely transparent with you guys. We've done this with one developer. And we are at this stage that we want to operate now 10 times faster and move. And part of doing that means we have to start getting it out there and getting users on board with what we've got. And so essentially that the idea here is that if we can pitch the vision and the idea of what we're wanting to build and to do that with people, with our members and users, then it's kind of also a responsibility on others to be able to join and to be able to help see this come to fruition. Because the more users we have, obviously, then the more we can go down the funding route and start building out our team. The idea here is to create teams that specialize in the different departments. Because, like you said, um, we are literally, you said three. I think we're like more like 4 or 5 different types of companies, all in one. And so, but I think we've laid the groundwork. We've done the hard work there, and we know that the technology is possible with all these different departments. So now it's just innovating and starting to add more features and start making it a little bit more, start building it up a bit more. And so I think honestly the short answer there is whatever the top priority is that the community votes on, essentially.
Makes. Yep.
But we know what we can do if no one's going to vote.
Yeah.
And we
They will
very
want
much
everything.
know, yeah,
They want
we're
everything
very
to be
much.
at the same
Yeah,
time.
recording is definitely literally there. We have the third person being added, but that's a lot more complex than what people think.
Yeah.
Based
Yeah.
on that, because of our technology, it's not. It's not just your classic WebRT like Zoom and stuff like that. So there's an idea here that we have to not just do something here and just, let's just chuck a third person on. We have to think about how that works and how that affects everything else. But because of our technology and also future as well, like how is that going to work for 10 people? And are we adding the third person that's going to then mean we can add multiple people after that quite easily. So there's a lot to it, but essentially it comes down to whatever the community wants.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
And just to kind of go back, we have built a lot of these things already,
Mm,
in a sense, and
mm,
we have taken them back to rework them. So we've seen,
mm,
so we had the ability for, if you're the agency owners, that you could monitor the calls that are happening and join them and jump in and out. So that's technology we have developed, and now the process is we want to perfect it so that when it gets into your hands, it really works as intended every time, and is simple to use. So it's is one part of the equation is, does the technology work? Can we make these things really happen? Can peer-to-peer be possible with multiple people? Really retaining all that privacy. The other portion of it is, does the flow of an experience make
mm.
sense? Is it
Exactly.
simple?
Yeah.
And those two things, combining those two things is what really takes more time,
Yeah.
because our goal here again is to make things as easy. We want to make your life as easy as possible. So the less you have to do to get more deals closed, the better. That is our goal. You're muted.
That's good. Yep, that's good. Yeah, that's what we wanted to hear. I think people are asking questions, but with the respect of time, we there are more questions are coming in. So we would then, I think, answer them, when you're on the Facebook groups, on the pages, people would keep asking questions because they're very curious about this. And once we get this out, this is recorded, we just get on YouTube, and get them to share. They will understand what's the power of Keyzii and get them. Okay, we have one question from Sonny. He's on the call with us. He's asking, how many websites can this be installed as an agency?
Yeah, great question. We have no limit to where you can put your button. So if you and your agency have 20 buttons, you can put in 20 websites. If you have 200, you can put in 200. There's no load for us on the back end. You just have to be able to, you have to have the manpower to answer calls from 200 websites. That's up to you, but you can put it anywhere. It's virtually completely up to you where you put in the call-in links and the embed buttons. We don't limit that at all.
Makes sense. All right. So any other questions we have, or it's done? Okay, we're done with the questions. All right. Cool. Okay. So he got it. He got it. Okay. Okay. One second. We have more questions. Any chance to think about having more than one type of meeting to generate a link for?
Yeah, so that's part of our templates. That is
I see
exactly.
what you're saying. Yeah, that's what I planned out yesterday. Yeah, and all that sort of stuff. Yeah, we've got it there. Different multiple meeting types. I tell you, man, you gotta have lots of fun. There's multiple meeting types. You can assign that to different templates. You can assign multiple people to the different meeting types. You can customize your page. Anyway, you can customize each meeting type. Look, I can bore you with all the list of
So
features.
we'll give you a just like a quick example, right? If you have teams, one team is your enterprise team and one team is your small agency team. And let's say just for some reason you have them color coded, your enterprise team is blue and your small agency team is red, like the branding, right? You can customize that button so when they call into the enterprise, when somebody's looking at the enterprise stuff, they call in, all the look and feel is customized to the enterprise one, but also the content that's being pulled in, so those assets that are ready to share, also set for the enterprise one. And we can even set it up so that it goes to a different agent depending on, what language they speak.
Right.
It'll be tags, so where they are in the world, what time zone it is, what they specialize in. So if they're enterprise that work for construction companies or food industry, they're completely different things, and we will be able to do the lead routing customized to all those things, and that's exactly what the templates and the meeting the different workspaces are going to be able to do collaboratively with the calendar. So this is exactly what we're working to build out for you.
Awesome. Okay, one more question. What does 10 users mean in tier 2? What does like users mean on such platform?
So sorry about the alarm going off in my building, but a user is an agent on your side. So it's not a caller. Your customers do not count as users. You can have 1 million customers. We don't care. I mean, we hope you do have 1 million customers. But an agent, so somebody who can answer a call that's part of your team is what a user is.
Oh, that's nice. Yeah. So Sonny, you got the answer. I think just the users you can add. Yeah. Okay, you got it. Okay, there's one more question from Dan. He asks, in the future, do you consider a proactive system, so which we can invite via pop-up for the website visitors to have a live call based on their behavior?
Yeah, so this is part of our widget build out, which you'll be able to it will be highly customizable, depending on your scenarios. So if you want it to prompt somebody to call in, you'll be able to allow that to do. Now, of course, we're designing this so it's as simple as possible to use. My personal feelings towards it, I don't like when I'm on a website and they're prompting me to talk to the chatbot, but some people do. So we're going to give you the ability to decide and even A/B test if you want on your website. So some visitors have it, some visitors don't, so that you can see what works best and then react accordingly. We do plan on becoming very data driven as far as what's working for you and then giving that to you. As Aaron had mentioned before, when we do this, that you're going to be owning all of that. We're not going to have that. We're going to set the foundation for you to be able to view and understand. But for privacy reasons, we don't want your data. We want to give you all the tools possible, but not we don't want to give you any liabilities. So that's I hope that answers your question. But yes, that is part of the roadmap. You'll be able to set like video previews, messages, all kinds of things.
Yeah, you've just
Cool.
touched on something very cool.
Yeah.
Easter eggs in there.
Okay, Dan got it. He said thank you. Awesome. I think that does bring us to the end of the session. Aaron, Sergio, do you have anything to say to the community? They had the questions, and they will be coming in more and more as we proceed. And they, I think, talk soon in
Thanks,
the school
Dan.
community. So I think they've joined the school community.
Yeah.
Okay, that's amazing. Cool. So Aaron, Sergio, anything to add?
Yeah, well, so stoked. Dan, you just messaged that. Yeah, school community is where we've decided to build, I guess, the hub for us to all connect. It's still very early days at the moment, but yeah, as you join, introduce yourself, and that's where you can literally have direct contact with us. I think it's just an easy, simple place where we've got in the classroom section, we're going to build out tutorials and how-tos. We've got some there. We're even looking at highlighting different Keyzii members that specialize in different industries and niches, maybe doing podcasts or doing how-to videos just to like maybe support the community as well. So we're looking at how we can get the community involved in educating and supporting each other. So it's going to be a cool community in itself. But my last thing is look at all the different other companies and competitors out there, who do things that we're aiming or are doing. Look at how they're priced, look at their deal, their pipelines, all that sort of stuff. We're looking at trying to build something to in each development, just exactly what you need. And so I would encourage you to really take advantage of the opportunity to, pay once for something for your whole life, and be at the beginning point of something. So yeah, there's a really cool opportunity here that I hope our future Keyzii members take advantage. But yeah, thank you so much, Karan, for your time, and really appreciate Rocket Hub and what you guys have done, and yeah, look forward to it.
Perfect.
Now, we actually two questions come in.
Yep.
So
Sonny asked the question, is tier 2 whiteable?
Yeah, so all tiers have the ability to be customized. So you can do your logo, all of the colors, the button, the favicon, the icons. We are adding in some other things so that your browser tab says what you wanted to say. The CNAME, when it comes out, will be also available for those. It's going to all be part of the same thing. So yes, yes, is the short answer to that. Now we will be as far as multiple branding for like agencies that are like fully white labeled, that's going to be an agency thing. So if you want to do multiple CNAME things. When we do that, that's going to be part of the agency plan because it's a larger implementation. Now, Dan, is there an affiliate program? Yes, there is an affiliate program being built out. It's going to be, when we launch it, we're going to send all of you the information about that. There's a good point for the lifetime deal people. There's going to be special, more favorable affiliate terms than for everybody in the future. So that is just a thing to look forward to. We really do want to encourage you to share Keyzii and use Keyzii as much as possible. So yes, Dan, we are working on that. And as you will be we will send out an email blast with all the information, how to join, what the deal is, and etc. So I hope that answers your question. I don't see any other questions. So final remarks from me, right? Again, thank you so much, Karan. We have another. Thank you. Okay. Thank you so much for Karan. Look, really again, I'm just going to reiterate this 100 times. Really our intention here is to make your life as easy as possible. It's easy with Keyzii. Thank you for the corny little hashtag line there. That'll help you remember it. But
it's one of the best creative we have.
Easy with Keyzii. Do give us your feedback. If you want to talk to me, you can reach out, you can call in, you can talk to us on the school community. We're really here to listen to what you need, and be able to solve your problems as best as possible. So this is the time for us to be able to build something together that is awesome, and really change the way everybody does work, and give you guys the tools guys and gals, the tools to succeed as best as possible, and to, ideally, we want you to be able to go on vacation to Bali and be closing deals, or, just have freedom of knowing that you can get business done in a really easy, fast manner, and not have to stress with like constant follow-ups and oh, I got 10 forms this week and not a single one of them scheduled a demo. We want to fix that. We want to make it as easy as possible,
and we want to make it fun.
We want to make it fun. Yeah. So do tell us what you think, and we're really excited to work together. So we're here for anything you need. Again, thank you, Karan. Thank you, Rocket Hub. Thank you, Aaron, for joining too. And
cool. We're just getting started. And folks who haven't got their deal yet, just go on Rocket Hub. It's available right now, so go ahead and grab it. And if it's just let us know. All right, we'll be there for you.
Cool. Awesome. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much, folks. Have a good night, good evening, good morning, wherever you're from.
Bye.